Welcome to Makers International, a podcast of makers from 3 countries, 2 continents, and featuring 5 guys separated only by the same language. Here's your host, Richard Morley.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good times. Hey. Hyvää päivää, hyvää iltaa, whatever time it is, wherever you're listening. Joined with me.
How you doing, Richard?
I don't know if that cut out or not, or whether it was, did that work or did it not work?
It didn't work.
All right, okay, well, never mind. Joe Whitaker.
You're right, Tom, yeah.
Yeah, all good. And I'm pretty sure he's blaming us for his scroll saw breaking during the week due to the addition of one of my stickers. It's Jamie Page.
I'm not talking to you. Hello, Joe, and hello, Chris.
Hello, hi, Jamie.
Hello, Minni.
Alan won't be joining us this week. He's actually on a one-match ban after his drunken outburst at the end of his last vlog. But we do have this evening Minimalist Maker. Minni, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
Excellent. Well, I certainly wish to talk about your channel, and it seems to have just come out of nowhere and be huge.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, it did. Yeah.
So, I mean, was it April 2017 when you put your
I put my first video out, at the end of April. So it's been 4 months now, almost 4 months. Yeah.
4 months, and I don't know if any of the other guys know the exact number of subscribers. Does anyone know something? I don't know the exact number.
I don't know. I think
it's over 21K. I know that much.
Yeah, something like that.
It's over 20,000. She has 8 videos and 20,000 subscribers, and that's just amazing. I don't mind telling you. That's awesome. Good for you, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, very well done.
So who wants to kick off a question for Minni then? Because I've got a few sort of, not questions, but topics to talk around. But if anyone's got a specific question, who wants to start?
I do. No, Joe, shut up. I'm going. Minni, I have a question for you because I've watched your videos, and there's one thing that I admire and that blows me away. Because I see the work that you do. And it's a lot like the work that a lot of us do. I mean, I see you on sanders. I see you cutting things up. And every video you've got the most perfectly polished and manicured. How in the world do you keep such beautiful freaking hands? How are your hands? How do your hands still look as good as they do doing the work that you do? I mean, because look at my hands are, well, I'm not going to say the expletive, but my hands are ugly as hell, and you've got these gorgeous hands just pushing lovely wood through a sand. I'm like, how the hell does she do this? What's your secret?
Well, what's my secret? I'm a girl, so I can use some nail products. So.
But you have no scars. You could be a hand model, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of comments about my hands, which is weird because I wasn't really expecting that. But yeah. The thing is, I have nails, so it's like a layer of gel on top of my own natural nail. So it actually makes them a lot stronger than like natural nails. So yeah, it works really well.
Well, because I have scars all over my hands, and you don't have any. I'm just like, I do. You just can't see it on the camera. I have a couple big ones. Oh, okay. I feel better. I was feeling like a clumsy oaf here for watching your video.
That's it. Camera hides all. Well,
being 65 years old as well.
Yeah.
That ain't right, Jamie. Go, Joe.
Well, with Alan actually not being here, Alan is always the one that asks this question, and it's the origin question. So how did you actually get into making? Like, how did you first start? What gave you the inspiration to give it a go in the first place?
Well, I've been making things like my whole life, I think. I've been sewing stuff, and woodworking and stuff like that is more recent, I think, because I'm studying to be a furniture designer. I'm finishing my master's this autumn, so that's going to be ready really soon, hopefully. So, yeah, and there I sort of got more into the woodworking and like making furniture, stuff like that.
So you think that
the YouTube? Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
So
the YouTube thing. Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah. What were you gonna say?
Sorry, what I was going to say was, did the sewing side of the crafts really lead you in to the other side of crafts as far as woodworking, or do you think it was something completely natural on its own?
Yeah, sort of. I think it came really naturally. I think I've always been interested in making things and like making beautiful things. I think that's So. I studied industrial design first, and then that sort of fell to, I don't know, industrial. So then I applied for furniture design master program, and then I got in, and that sort of fit my interest a lot better, I think. But the thing is, and this is gonna lead why I do YouTube, but I'm not really interested in like making pieces that are going to be manufactured, or pieces that I'm gonna manufacture so that's why I think YouTube is interesting, because I can make that one piece, and that's the thing, and inspire people through that, and
and be done with it. Minni, do you have, because if you're studying a furniture design, and obviously you don't need me to tell you this, but for the people that may not be aware, if you study furniture design, then you are going to be studying a vast amount of styles of furniture and how it is made. And because there is industrial, there is rustic, there is fine furniture. I mean, do you have a certain style that you like that you kind of gravitate to when you create something on your own? I mean, are you more of a modern kind of style, or are you just whatever?
I think I'm more of a modern side. I think I don't know. Maybe this is just Finnish design teachers, but we don't do anything else. We all only do modern, so we don't do rustic. They don't really like it, and
I just thought if you were studying furniture design, you'd be studying, you would at least touch on a lot of the other different kinds of design ideas and themes that are out there, because there are some that are, obviously old and passe and nobody really likes anymore. And there are some that are, leading the way as far as the furniture goes today. So I didn't know if you gravitated towards one or the other, but I guess you do. Modern.
Yeah. Modern is, but I don't know. Modern is, because it almost goes back like 100 years. So it's not a really new thing. Like, it's actually quite old. So almost 100 years.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Well, modern can look very simple, but even though it is not, but it always has very clean lines to it. And so, that's cool.
Yeah,
I thought so. Just by watching some of your videos, I thought that you would lean more towards modern, but that's cool.
Yeah, modern and minimalistic. I think at this point, I'm trying to like all the furniture I made in the past. They've been sort of really geometric and like straight lines, a lot of straight lines, and maybe one curve or something. Really simple, clean. I don't know, maybe that's just my style then, I think.
But that's why it goes so well with your channel name, being the Minimalist Maker. Right from the get-go, from the very first video, you set it out right there that like less is more. The simpler, the better. And it does always seem to come across that the simplest designs, the simplest ideas, and what are more eye-catching to people, and what people naturally feel that affinity to. And I think you're covering it really well with what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. My thought going into this was sort of have my own style, like have this really clean, minimalistic style, and that's gonna let me sort of stand out from all the other makers. And for example, if you scroll like Instagram posts under a certain hashtag or something, there's a lot of pictures, and then you see one picture that's really clean, so it stands out from all the other stuff, and that was sort of my goal, and I think it sort of worked.
It's clearly working, definitely working.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. You talking about the kind of the simple minimalist approach to all of your projects, and I guess that's come through from your course and the education and whatnot. But even something as simple as the spatulas that you made, and I was going to bring this sort of 2 points up with this, because you touched on the YouTube side being something that you could make just one of rather than lots of. The spatula that you made, to me, it stood out because it was so simple in its shape, but it was beautiful to look at. Not just the technique that you used to make the cuts, but also you made a few of those in the video, didn't you? It was about 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think I made like a six set of 6 or something like that, because I thought it would be a fun project, like to give us gifts or something like that. It's an easy thing to bring with you somewhere if you're going.
that was what I was going to ask. Yeah. Were they for other people? Yeah.
Yeah. I did give them to other people. Most of them, yeah.
And also the lampshade, was it the wall light, the bent lamination thing. The way you made the mold and the form, and I'm watching that thinking, how's this going to? Because I sort of had a rough idea in my head of what I thought you were going to do, and then you kind of went off in a different direction, and then there it was, and it was just that's why you've done this, and that's the way. But again, very clean, very simple, but absolutely beautiful and exquisite to look at when it was finished. But I have to ask one very specific question. When you put a hole into, I guess it was a piece of steel or aluminium, where the light thing. What was that tool that you used to make that big hole? Because you look like you.
It's a hole punch for, like, if you have like a steel, like a steel sink or something, and you need to put the hole for the tap, so you use that. And I was actually I bought it from IKEA. It's like this like a standard, like, and it seemed to fit, like it was the perfect fit for the light socket that I had, so I used that one.
Excellent, because the closest that I could have seen of something like that would be in a fly press, which is a huge heavy machine which uses massive weights to basically punch the hole through. But you just had this tiny little thing, and you put it on a drill, and then there was this hole. It's like and it's a really clean hole. There's no like sharp edges or anything. It's a really nice clean hole. I didn't have to sand or anything. It was perfect. So
all right, I'm going to go where no man should ever go. I'm going to go where no man should ever go, because I want to get back into what Joe's initial question was with you. And I'm only going to guess, and please don't feel like you have to answer. Are you in your 20s?
Yeah, I'm turning 27.
Okay, well,
in a couple weeks.
Hey, I didn't ask.
Chris.
I didn't ask for a specific number. I just, but
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Oh well, good then. How much do you weigh? No, okay, don't answer that. What? Minnie, you're in your 20s. At what age did you start making and fiddling with things? And if you can remember, what was like the first thing that you ever really did, and if you did something, I'm gonna guess you probably did it for somebody. But so tell me the story. Let's go back and trace your roots.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I was something like maybe 4 or 5 years old. I made a skirt for myself with the help of my mom. It was so messy. That was probably the first thing I actually made, like a real piece of clothing or a thing, you know.
Yeah, because we all make messes when we're children. But the first like I'm talking about when I started making, like as an older, like adult or. So Yeah, did you progress from there and just I mean, were you primarily into sewing for a long time and then just kind of branched out? Okay.
Yeah, I was into sewing more as a younger, and as a teenager. I did a lot of my own clothes and stuff like that, and started experimenting with like hacking furniture, like buying old furniture, painting, and doing things for them to make them look different. And I think sort of spiraled from there, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
With the sewing, you mentioned that you did that at quite a young age, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
You said, is that like a cultural thing within Finland? Because I know in parts of Scandinavia, sort of in the northern parts, the sort of the Sami families have got very much a culture of the making and the handcraft type side. I mean, I don't know whereabouts in Finland you are, but does that spread?
I'm not there.
No,
yeah.
I mean,
that's in the north.
Yeah. But I didn't know how far north you were, but I mean, those kind of cultures within the country that sort of feed sort of south, if that makes sense.
Well,
I wonder if that's a cultural thing within Finland for people to make rather than buy, as there are in other countries. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Because there was like really rough times after the Second World War, and I think for a lot of countries in Europe. So that was the same in Finland. I think that sort of fed into the ideal of making like things for yourself, and not like if you have something and you don't use it, you modify it to else or stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, and then also there's a really strong like design heritage in Finland. So there was a really like a huge rise of Finnish designers in the 50s and 60s. That was like the golden age of Finnish design. And yeah, I think that sort of also, there's because we've been from a really young age, everybody's seen Finnish design and everybody has Finnish design in their homes. So we're surrounded by design. So that's sort of our maybe Finnish aesthetic also.
It's kind of known for its.
Yeah, it sort of comes naturally, I think, for many people.
I was just wondering whether you were sort of unique in the sense of you were the only person around, sort of in your town, that does making and that sort of thing, or whether it's a fairly common pastime for.
I think the sort of maker culture is a really new thing in Finland, and I haven't really seen a lot of other YouTube channels from Finland. I think one that makes things. It's called Fincrafted, but
yes, I know that channel.
Yeah. So that's I think that's the only channel I know from Finland who does things like this. So, but we're a small country, so yeah. Really
being a small country, what's it actually like sourcing your materials and stuff? Like if you wanted to have a nice bit of hardwood or your sheet materials or even your leatherwork and metalwork, is it quite easy to get hold of?
No, it's really difficult because I actually haven't found a place yet where I can find real like hardwoods yet for me to buy as a person, not a business. So there's not a lot of places, and it's pretty expensive also. So that's why I'm probably using a lot of like plywood and cheaper materials that you can use for building, like that you can get from a hardware store and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if you take your time with those materials, you can make them look absolutely beautiful too. I mean, you don't need to have the walnut in every project you make in order for it to be gorgeous. I mean, yeah, you want to play around with those woods if you can, but I'm surprised that you don't have because Finland is actually and forgive me, I'm from America and I haven't really I haven't been abroad very much, but I mean, from my impressions of Finland, it's a relatively wooded country. I mean, you have a fair amount of you should have somewhere somehow, if you really looked into it. I have to imagine you would be able to find somebody who has
But the thing is, in Finland we have a lot of forests, but it's mostly pine. So that's the biggest wood species we have. Right. And then also most of the wood goes into the paper production. And then the good stuff gets sent to Russia, so we don't get anything left. So there's not really much.
Well, if they're making
left
paper
after that,
if they're making paper out of walnut, then somebody just needs to sue your government. That's just not right.
So most of it to be sort of spruce and pine and the softwood.
Yeah, softwood and. Then birch is sort of, I think, the most common hardwood in Finland. So that's why a lot of Finnish designers use birch.
Birch is really gorgeous. Birch is gorgeous wood.
It's really beautiful wood. Yeah.
Except for when it snows. Birch, when it snows, the branches droop, don't they, and become these big hoops that you trip over in the snow when you're skiing through them.
Yeah, maybe in Lapland. I think.
Maybe in your world, Richard, but mostly no.
No, it's true. My experience of Scandinavia is purely Sweden, so that's where I was getting that from.
Finland is pretty similar.
Yeah,
like the landscape and everything. Maybe a bit more flat. I don't know. We don't have a lot of mountains or anything. It's just flat.
Well, I was going to ask you, I mean, where do you get the materials? Do you have is there a big box store that you guys go to for?
Yeah, we have a couple of those. We have maybe one or two Finnish bigger store, store chains, or what do you call that? Yeah, like that. And then we have some German and Swedish bigger stores also. Yeah.
Are those store names that we would be familiar with, or are they just primarily?
I think we have Bauhaus, which is from it's from Germany. Yeah,
I'm not familiar.
It's a hardware store. And we have built them, which is also building and cars and stuff like that, car parts and stuff like that.
Got it.
And then we have a couple of Finnish ones. Yeah, I live near the capital, so we have maybe more selection over here than other parts of Finland, but it's still pretty limited, I think.
Right, but you know what? But you guys weren't like jerks and didn't leave. So you guys are still on the euro, right?
Yeah.
I may have offended my podcast mates. I apologize.
None taken.
Minnie, I had a question. I had a question, and I'll ask it for the individual who texted me and just asked this. And yes, I did just receive a text, guys. That's the first freaking surprise of the day.
Wow! Next minute you'll be on Instagram.
I know it. It's well, I'm not gonna show you. They want me to ask you personal questions just about you because they enjoy your channel, and so. And this gentleman's married, so please don't take offense to the question. He wants to know if you're single. Or if you're married, or what your current personal status is, because I don't think he's looked at your Facebook to look at
Yeah, I'm married.
Yep. I was going to say that.
Yes, almost.
Yeah, I've seen that ring in every video, but I figured I'd ask for him. So okay, yeah. So and you know who you are, and so no, she's not available for dating, even if you want to buy a plane ticket. Sorry, guy. There you go. All right, cool, awesome. What does your husband do?
My husband is a music producer, actually.
Awesome.
So we're like
Oh, wow.
this artistic couple, I think.
That's brilliant. Yeah, both creative. Do you ever find inspiration from each other? Do you think gain inspiration from something you've made, or maybe?
Yeah, but he makes all my music for the videos, so that's
brilliant.
I was going to ask exactly that question.
Yeah, he has made every single song that I have on my videos so far, and he's gonna make a couple more, I think, and maybe hopefully someday we can sort of post a link, so if people want to buy those songs for their own videos or stuff like that, they can do that.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. We've actually got a question from Matt in the chat room from Mike's Woodshop. He goes, "Does Minni like Minions? And if so, which one?"
I don't really know though. Yeah, Minions. I know them, but I don't really.
I think he's just I think the reason behind this is Mike has just done a scroll saw project of that minion that goes Beedo Beedo, because Mike is actually a fire chief.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's the guy with like 2 or the guy with like 1?
It's the yellow one.
It's
the yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one.
Well, look, see this segue now. Talking about colour, something that actually really stands out from your channel to me is the colour palette that you actually choose. Was that a conscious decision from day one? Seem to be using a lot of whites, blacks, greys, very muted colours. So when there is something that's a bit more eye-catching, it just seems to pop right off the screen. So was that something you planned from the get-go?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's sort of, if you look at my Instagram page, you will sort of see the aesthetic that I'm going for. It's black, gray, white, little bit of wood, and some blue, and that's it pretty much. So
Well, that goes very well. That goes very well with the modern thing that we're talking, because it's very clean.
Yeah.
Very, very clean looking. Yeah.
It's like
much like your hands.
That's what I'm going for. But it's a bit tricky sometimes. All the woodworking stuff that I do, I currently have to do it at my parents' garage. So, and they live 2 hours away. So it's a bit of a challenge to get there and do your project and then come back for work. So yeah, and also the thing is, I'm trying to find a space, like a real like a workshop for myself here near where I live, but it's a bit difficult. And also the garage that I work in, it's not like, it doesn't look the way that I would like it to look. So it's it has like green walls and it's really messy. Stuff like that. So, yeah, but
I sure know that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's always the same problem with garage.
Now, Minni, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, and if I am, correct me. But I know you've done a couple other things, but I believe this is the first time that you've stepped out and actually have done this will be your first kind of appearance getting to know people in the public. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
right. Guys, we scored an exclusive. All right, hold on.
Yeah, well,
somebody call Esquire. We need the cover. Anyway,
I did have another podcast also.
Yeah, I know. I know all about that. But I mean, I just because we have you on live today, I believe this is the first time you've actually been
that's the live show.
Yeah. But let me ask you something that is totally unrelated to YouTube, Maker channel, blah blah blah. Because when you're not making, and when you're not. Getting along well with your husband, I'm assuming, by the way, that you do. What do you do for fun? Well, I mean, let's find out about you. What does Minni like to do on a Friday or Saturday night?
Well, we usually watch movies or stuff like that. Really relax. But
you're letting me
my
down.
husband is working quite a lot. He works long days, and I have also a job and I'm doing my studies, so I don't really have that much like free time at the moment.
Minnie, make
So
something.
it's usually like, yeah, it's really boring. I'm sorry.
No,
Well,
that's,
Alan and Joe are never here for the podcast, so I suppose we can always get a replacement.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's what
but
we do anyway.
you know, yeah, the making and the YouTube, it's sort of my hobby at the moment. So
well, that's good enough. I mean, if you're happy, that's all that matters. Are you
yeah.
happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy and excited.
There you go.
It's
Awesome.
been great. Yeah.
So if you're studying design and YouTube is currently your hobby,
Yeah.
is there any potential to finish your studies and do? I mean, what do you want to do with your studying? Do you want to go into like a career as a furniture designer, or potentially keep to the YouTube, or do your job full time and make a full career out of that? Or I mean, you seem to have several options at the moment.
Yeah, I do have several options, but yeah, my dream would be to do this YouTube thing full time. That would be my like ultimate dream. Yeah, but it's gonna take a while for that to happen. I need to get some money from somewhere.
Take a while. I mean, wait, hold
20,000 4 months.
Take a while. Minnie, I've been doing YouTube for going on almost. I'm coming up on 3 years, and you've been doing it since April, and you have 20,000 subscribers. So
yeah.
Okay, well, I hate you. First of all, no, I think you're well on your way, my dear. Yeah, I don't think you have to worry too much about that.
There's only so many steel wool and vinegar videos you can put out, Chris.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jamie. Yeah, you know, quality is. Oh God, I really don't like you. Anyway, Minnie, no, I am not envious. I am very happy for you. I just think that what you do is
Thank you.
so good for you.
She's well on her way. We've got another question from outside in the chat from Bob Lee's Woodshop. He said, "What are your favourite things to work with?"
Like tools or
I'm presuming he means materials.
Materials. Okay. Well, yeah. I really like plywood. So I haven't done much plywood projects on my channel yet, but I think there's going to be more of that soon. And sort of, I like the challenge of using like cheap materials and making them look like nice and high end. So that's I think it's the greatest reward. So sort of, okay, I made this thing and it cost like 20 euros or something in materials, and it looks so good. So
you've kind of also got the option of kind of getting a piece of plywood that doesn't look so good and kind of covering it with a veneer or something like that.
Yeah, that could also work.
But she also has the talent of doing it and covering portions of it in fabric. I mean, because she's obviously
absolutely an
established seamstress. So I mean, I think that's awesome. You have such a varied amount of skills that you could actually employ.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, it would be fun to make like upholstering like a project at some point. Maybe I did our sofa. It was an old sofa, but I did that, and it was really fun. I liked it, and maybe I'll do something like that in the future. Hopefully.
A pedal-powered sewing machine. A pedal-powered sewing machine.
Ignore him.
But doing upholstery,
upholstery, and also I like leather, as you've probably noticed, but I haven't really done like real leather craft projects yet. It's more like thin, soft leather that I have used so far, and so I think that's maybe the next step, to try to do something with like thicker leather project.
You know what? I know this guy in France who you could do a collaboration with. And and I think Gerald was out in the chat earlier today, so Gerald, speak up if you're still there. The Redsmith. Are you familiar with the Redsmith? Oh, well, Minnie, write it down. Write down the Redsmith.
Yeah.
Because he's a fantastic guy, and I'm telling you, he would, you and he would do a fantastic collaboration together. Just your two styles into a single video, I think would be awesome.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's just me dropping a little
I'll
hint
take a
there,
look.
Gerald.
Without doubt.
That would definitely work. Whereabouts do you find your ideas and your inspiration? Because you do have quite a diversity in both materials and the end product. So where do you look for your ideas?
Well, it's not always the same process, because sometimes when I get an idea, it starts with the material, and sometimes it starts with like a shape, that like an idea for like a part of a project or something like that. So it's always a bit different. It depends. Sometimes I see a material and I think, oh, that would be great for that, or I get an idea for a shape and I'm like, oh, that would be really good for like that wall light that I did. So
I was going to ask. I was going to.
Yeah.
Was that the shape or the?
Shape. That was the shape, and then the Encrane stool that I made. That was like starting with the material, trying to work out what's the strength of the material. Like, okay, it does have a really strong crane pattern. It doesn't really look good, but the Encrane can look really cool, and then I can use that sort of showcase that. And yeah.
Excellent. Because I know this guy in Connecticut that recently did some Engrain work that you might want to. Are you familiar with Chris Hughes?
Say no. Say no.
See, I'm always being harassed by the channel Make the First Cut for never watching his videos, and he put one out very recently and I almost instantly watched it.
Cut it out.
Chris,
no way. Did you really?
Do you want to take over this, Chris?
No. Actually, I'd really rather just leave it with you and see where this goes.
Yeah. But no, you two could get together there. You're saying with the Engrain stall and obviously Chris's stall, and that could work also.
Yeah, probably not. But you know, Minnie, I'll save you from that, and just we won't talk later. Let me just put it that way. The Redsmith, talk to him. Gerald, step up, buddy.
He's over in the chat right now.
I know he is. Good for him.
Good stuff. Do we have any other questions from the chat, Jamie? Presumably everyone's behaving themselves over there.
Not right now. Keith Decent says hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I'm scrolling back. A lot of people saying hello. Andy Berkey can't make it, but he's saying hello as well.
You know what, Minnie? I did want to ask you a question, because I know there's some maker fairs going around in Europe. Are you planning on attending any of them?
Well, I did see the Makers International in UK. That's going to be next year, right?
The Maker Central, yeah.
Maker Central.
Yeah, sorry. I'm mixing it with, yeah, Maker Central, yeah. That would be really awesome to attend that, but I don't know yet if it's possible. But yeah.
But isn't there a Makers Fair happening in Germany this week? Is it this weekend or next?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, might be so.
I just thought it would be kind of cool for you to get out there and meet some folks and shake some hands and say hello.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
If I had money for plane tickets.
I'll tell you what, Minnie. If you can plan ahead and get across to the UK for the Maker Central thing, I know myself and another two guys, one of which is fairly local to where the event is, and I'm sure between the three of us we can hook you up with some really good hardwoods and various species for you to take back with you.
Oh, that would be really nice.
No problem at all.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's really great that this thing is happening, because everything is usually in America and it's really far. and it's really expensive for me. So it's nice to have something a bit closer, like in Europe. So
No,
I
yeah, I
will try
understand.
to get there, but I can't promise yet. I need to try to.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to push you for that because we would love to meet you in person. And Keith Decent.
Yeah, it would be really lovely.
And Keith Decent wanted to say and I'm going to read this verbatim, Keith, because it was wonderful. He says, Minni, I just wanted to say that chair that you've been showing is amazing. So he really liked that chair. So good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you. I think he means the new one that I have on Instagram, or
probably it's the Instagram one. It's
probably yes.
Yeah. That's my master thesis project. That's actually, and that's gonna be a video also. So
awesome. Look forward.
And there's gonna be plans for it. So.
Okay. Brilliant.
I have to make a small confession here, because I've been pretty much binge watching your YouTube channel, which has meant that I've kind of neglected binge watching through your Instagram. So I haven't seen this chair, and I was about to ask you what plans do you have for future projects. And you've obviously gone into this chair, but are there any others? I mean, do you stack up ideas and have a list, or do you just literally go from project to project?
At the moment I have to go from project to project, because I'm working part-time, and then I have to make this master thesis, finish that. I think I have until October or something, so it's gonna be a bit tight schedule now, but maybe after that I will get more into the video making. Hopefully that's my plan. If everything goes right, and I can't promise yet, but if everything goes right and we get a new apartment, there's going to be a lot of projects for that coming, I think, in the future. Yeah.
Well, you know,
so that's going to be exciting.
You are off to a fantastic start, so I wish you nothing but the best. And because what you do is just you do a lot of cool things, and I'm sure, and you've obviously been well received and will continue to be. So, and I can't wait to see this table Keith is talking about, because I'm not an Instagram user, so I have no clue what's being discussed here. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's going to be ace. Well, we've got about 15 minutes to go. Joe always gives me a really stern look around about this time. He's sort of sending me, you need to keep it within an hour, Rick, and behave and all the rest of it.
Save on the edit.
And we save me the edit. And we usually talk about what we're working on at the moment and what we're watching on YouTube. And forgive me, guys, but I'm going to have to try and stay with Minni on this one, but I really do want to know, who do you watch on YouTube? And one of my first questions I wanted to ask before you went into talking about your husband and the music was, who sort of influenced your style for your YouTube channel, first of all? I was actually going to ask the music and the editing, but obviously we've covered the music. But where did you get your editing style from, and the influences for that, because it is quite unique to your channel, I think.
Yeah, I've been trying to sort of develop my own style for that, and it's sort of a combination of different YouTubers. I've been watching a lot of videos from people who do photography and who do like I don't know, videos like really fancy, artsy stuff like that. So some inspiration from there, I think. And then like the thing that I sort of decided early on, because there's sort of two kinds of people in this space that makes these maker videos. There's like those people who use the speed, like they speed the video and they show what they're doing like that. And then there's the people who use like real-time video. And I tried the like speeding up the video, and it just didn't feel like me. So I just sort of decided that's not going to be the style that I'm going to use. So that's why it just felt better for me to try to have the real-time video and sort of try to keep the edits as short as possible, and show the information that's needed, but not make it too long, because I think that's like the biggest mistake that many people do when they start YouTube channels that I've noticed. They make too long videos. It's like 15 minutes. And it's like, this is a busy world. Nobody has time to do that and watch videos like that. And they sort of feel like when you're watching, you have to like click forward and forward, like double tap on the screen, because you just want to see what's going to happen next. Yeah.
Well, it goes hand in hand with your style. Keep it clean and keep it concise is what you're basically saying.
Yeah. And I'm getting better at that. I'm still no expert, because the first video that I published, that was the second video I ever made. So, and the first one, it was so bad that I didn't ever publish it. So yeah. So I'm learning myself all the time. I'm learning about the actual like filming the video and then the editing process, and it's all learning at the moment.
Are you familiar with Laura Kampf?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because video editing style very, very similar. She's a bit more theatrical. You're a bit cleaner, but the same kind of editing style is employed. Yeah, I really enjoy it. So yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I love her style. The only thing that I wanted to bring in some of my videos is the audio, like explaining what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. It's really hard for me because English is not my first language. As you can tell, it's a bit hard for me sometimes to express myself. So so it takes a long time for me to.
Your English is much better than my Finnish, I have to say.
Yeah.
Your English is better than my English.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Minni, I can vouch for that, because I understand you much better than I do, Joe.
Yeah, but it's probably like recording the audio is like the trickiest part for me. But for some videos, I've done it because I think it sort of needed that. Like if I just put music and then the video, there would be like so many people asking why I did something, or it would be, So I've been getting good comments about the audio, but people seem to like it.
Awesome.
The last video, I didn't put any, but I just put music because I didn't feel like it needed. So I maybe going like some videos I put just music and some videos I put the audio, but yeah.
Well, hey, it's working. So again, congratulations. And just quickly, are you? I know that you're working on that Instagram thing that we've been talking about that I haven't seen. Darn it! But are you working on anything else currently?
Well, I'm basically working on the master thesis. So I'm doing writing and like taking pictures, and then I have to edit the video because that's going to be part of the whole master thesis. That was sort of what got me into this whole YouTube thing in the first place, because I needed a thesis project. And then that was like the start of it, actually. Yeah, and that started the whole dream for doing this. And so that's going to be interesting how people see it. So there's going to be actually two projects. There's going to be the same chair. There's going to be two videos. There's going to be one that I make it out of like cheap pine and like really not so many tools, like maybe 4 or 5 like small handheld, like small basic tools that maybe everybody who's into making probably has. And that's going to be the first project. And then I have the other one that's going to be out of oak, and that's going to be more like the high end.
Got it.
Like I'm gonna probably publish them at the same time. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but that's my idea at the moment. And
awesome.
We're gonna see how that works. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, that's something definitely for people to go over and subscribe and watch out for, because that does sound absolutely fantastic. So who are you watching on YouTube at the moment? Anyone that you'd like to plug to everyone as well as yourself?
Yeah, I've been really enjoying this guy from, I think he's from Denmark, I'm not sure. And it's really hard because his channel is his name, and I don't know how to pronounce it. It's really hard. So it's probably like Jure Matthews or something like that, but it's a...
Minni, do
I
me a
actually
favor.
wrote it down for this, if you can see. It's like Matthews something. It's a really difficult name. Yeah.
I tell you what, Minni, do me a favor. Send Joe a link to that channel,
Yeah.
so that we can include it in. Okay, there you go. So Joe, I'll look for that
I
from you.
really like his stuff, and we will like briefly talk to each other a couple times on Instagram, and he has also really nice clean style, more like maybe he uses a lot of, I think, oak and maybe walnut, I'm not sure. Yeah, but really nice stuff, really clean and beautiful, very well, really good craftsmanship, really. I think he is an architect student or something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll have that link for anybody who's interested down below in the description. So when this comes out, so check that out, people, and go give Minni's a recommendation a look and a subscribe if you'd like. There you go.
Definitely. And whilst we're on to you, Chris, who are you watching at the moment? Anyone that you've got to give a shout out to, or tell us what you're working on?
No, I think that will. You ask leading questions. That's not good, Richard. And he knows what I'm talking about. Who I'm going to give a shout out to is our friend who's not here this week. Is Alan. Alan put out his wedding video. If you want to go see Alan get married, go check out Alan's channel. He's doing vlogging, and he did I think my wedding day part 1 is the video where he actually has the wedding ceremony where he tied the knot. So how can we let that go and not give it a mention? So that's my shout out this week. Alan, congratulations to you and your new bride, and great video. Go check it out if you want to go see Alan get married and get drunk. Because it's rather humorous, but it was actually very tender as well. So good for you, Alan.
That was a good video. So, I take it you don't want to talk about that.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Really,
but
really don't.
Anything coming after the end grain chair video?
Yeah, the end grain chair. Well, okay, first of all, it was a segmented chair that I was trying to build out of scrap wood and reclaimed materials that I would normally just, either burn, but it's the middle of August, so that's not an option, or I was going to throw it away, and that's not good either because people yell at you when you throw away wood. So I went, you know what, I'm gonna try to not to make anybody mad. I'm going to try to use up every bit of scrap I have in my shop, and I'm going to cut these little pieces and gradually glue them together and form a chair from the ground up. And it sounds really cool, and it seems like a great idea. It just sucked. So I just put it over there until I have a much better idea of how I actually want to do that. Think
of it not as a fail. Think of it as Edison's first light bulb.
No, I'm going to think of that. It's still there. I haven't thrown it away, and I'm not going to throw it away. So for all you wood Nazis that are afraid that I'm going to burn it, I'm not going to. It's just going to sit there. I may end up cutting it into pieces and doing something different with it, but I need something. I need better inspiration because it just wasn't sexy. It was just sophomoric, I think is the way I put it in the video. It looked like a 5-year-old had glued a bunch of crap together, and I didn't like it anyway. So moving on, Richard, go ahead.
For now it's sitting on the naughty step, but hopefully it will come out afterwards. Joe, what are you working on, Joe?
Well, I've been carrying on with this blanket chest project for the the charity auction, and it's finally getting to the finishing stages. So hopefully when this is actually going out, when the podcast goes out, it should be live on my channel. Fingers crossed. I've literally been painting all week trying to get a decent finish on it, but it's looking okay now. But I've actually been able to watch some YouTube in between making everything. And there's a new channel that's been started, and it's called Al's Hack Shack. And the very first video is actually building a hack shack. And I'll tell you, for a very first video, it's amazing. Like, I really enjoyed it. His personality really comes across. Alex is a great guy. I've been speaking for him for a few months now, but it's just got into YouTube, and his video is well worth checking out. So get over there and get subscribed. You're going to want to see what he's coming up with.
Yeah, I actually saw that video. Really, really impressed. It's nice side stuff as well.
Actually, what I did watch the video. It was great. Thinking back to Minni and what you were saying about potentially moving, is that something that's an option for you, perhaps, to actually build a workshop, or do you have the space to do that?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't have. I need to buy a lot for it. I think I need to buy some land before I can build anything anywhere, and I build permits and everything. It's a bit tricky in Finland, I think, all the red tape.
It's a bit tricky everywhere, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe hopefully, yeah, someday if the possibility comes, if it's possible, and one day if we buy some land, that would also be really great to build our own house and then build a big like for workshop next to it. That would be also.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
A big dream of mine. Yeah.
Well, Richard's got 5 workshops. Richard's got 5 workshops, and he can have one of his.
Yeah. And from what I understand, he has a bus service that allows him to go back and forth to each. Jamie, what are you working on? Who you been watching?
What am I working on right now? Nothing, because I've actually finished the Tiger.
That is awesome, by the way.
I've got it done.
That is amazing.
Look at that.
Got it done.
Look at that thing. Hold it up. Look at that thing. Wow. Jamie, incredible work, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
How is that made?
On a scroll saw.
It's like a wood.
Yes, it's like a electrical coping saw.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scroll saw. It took 30 hours to do.
He's insane.
Yeah, I actually done 2 of them at the same time and donated one to charity, and that one there got stolen by my mother. I wasn't allowed to donate that one.
So, at least it says.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Go on, what was that?
I was going to say, when's the there is going to be a video for that, isn't there?
No, not that one. No, not that one.
You didn't do it. I thought you did a video of that.
I've got a few more to do. I'm going to do a video on the Queen, and I'm going to do a video on the Jaguar that I've got coming out.
Awesome. And Richard, I don't know if you caught this, but I just saw the stink eye from Joe. Jamie, who are you watching, buddy? Richard, I'm trying to help you out here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's kind of like that, isn't it, Richard? it's kind of like. Right. Okay. Right. I'm watching Sarah from Wartooth Designs now. Normally, she's known for streaming over on Twitch. And she's obviously known for drawing let's say unusual but always awesome potatoes, and this time is no exception. However, this time she put a video out on YouTube, and the potato that she's drawn is, right, wait for it, a burlesque potato with boobs.
Does it have the tassels and everything?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh.
For Sarah.
I love Sarah.
Good old Sarah.
Way to go, Sarah.
So yeah, her YouTube channel is Wartooth Designs, and it's all one word.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
She's a fantastic artist as well. You can't argue that, and personality as well. So,
yeah, incredible.
Excellent.
But also go and check her Twitch channel out as well. She has like a draw with me, and that is just great fun all round.
Awesome. Richard, it's up to you. What are you doing? What are you watching?
What am I watching? Dustin from Smarter Every Day. So it's not a make video, but it is very, very interesting. it starts off is about shooting a drone out of a tree, but just like Dustin's videos, there's something to learn. And you look.
You just broke up again, Richard. Try that question again.
Have you watched Dustin's Smarter Everyday channel? There's always something to learn. Yeah. Have you ever wondered why dogs tilt their heads when you talk to them?
Yes.
He goes through the whole explanation of using temporal spectral cues with ears and all the rest of it. He does an experiment with his son, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's really interesting to watch. It's about a 10-minute video, but really, really interesting as to why dogs.
Did he get his son to pee on the rug?
Not that I remember. No.
If I watch this, am I going to start using a litter box?
No, try and keep it clean.
All right, I will.
Right, so that's what I've been watching. What am I working on? I'm doing some refinishing projects at the moment for a client. I've finished doing windows and moved on to something else, but I haven't got a video because I haven't had time to edit them. So I've got about 4 or 5 videos all in rough footage to do, but they will be out one day, I do promise. So yeah. Right, I think there's that. We've gone through everything. We've talked about everyone. Minni, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. It really has. So I hope I pronounced this rightly. Kierdos for coming on. Is that right?
Kierdos.
Yay! Yeah. It has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Where can everybody who presumably is still listening find you? Where should we go?
I'm the Minimalist Maker on YouTube and on Instagram, and that's it at the moment.
So you're quite condensed. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna have a website at some point, but it's under construction at the moment, so I need to get that done soon, hopefully.
Awesome. Well, Minni, it's been a pleasure meeting you. It really has.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much
absolutely.
for coming. It's been brilliant.
Yeah, it's been great.
Wicked. So what about you guys? Where can everyone find you, Joe?
Average Joe's Joinery on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, and Average Joe's Photography on Instagram.
Jamie?
Well, you can't find me at makercentral.co.uk, but you can find me at Jamie at JP Woodwork on YouTube, at Jamie_Woodwork. No, that's wrong. JP. Edit. Yeah. You can find all my social media links at makersinternationalpodcast.com.
Wicked.
That makes it easy. And you know what? And Jamie, I assume my social media links are there too. So yeah, makersinternationalpodcast.com. There you go.
Brilliant. And what about you, Chris?
I just said it, Richard. Makersinternationalpodcast.com.
I was reading through my notes, so I didn't miss anything. Well, okay, right. Well, I've been Rick Morley. You can find me at brainfizz.uk and also under my name on YouTube. Once again, Minni, thanks for coming on. It has been absolutely fantastic, and hopefully we'll meet you next year at Maker Central as well. So
that would be awesome
for that. So excellent. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we will see you back again next week.
Have a great week, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.